Well, it's the detail, I guess, a lot of detail, that kind of, flows into the making of these pieces. You can, I mean, there's a lot of experience also that went into it. Like when you listen to like Mohini, Jan, and us and myself playing together, there's a lot of facility, but it is never really overwhelming, right? And I guess, that's something for people to catch, really. I think, some people might think that certain parts are actually improvised, but they were written out. Stuff like that can happen. However, there are some pieces where nobody kind of, can, beat around the bush and kind of go like, oh, they improvised it. There are like clear pieces where people will go like, oh my gosh, look, they kind of, had to read that. But I guess, that's something, that not everybody catches, how much really was written out and how much was really improvised. Well, Chad and I go back a long time, like literally, I think 25 years or so, so that's how long we know each other. And we are different, but yet the same a little bit, because, obviously we have like, different fields, but a lot of similarity even in the field. And so both of us are, I would say pretty solid readers of music, and have like, the experience that kind of really makes us communicate spontaneously within a piece that actually Jan wrote, like the gray sticky note. And there were a lot of kind of question and answers and solo tradings, which were wonderful. And I have to say, listening to the final piece was pretty cool. It's something, that you don't really do every day. And so Chad and I played a few, actually I must say, we did record and film things together as a drum trio together with Jerry Bozio. But never really, as far as I think, together on one piece of music that is released on an album. And that indeed marks, the first time that this happened. And I'm actually very happy about that. Well, what I do enjoy about the music is that it's not just shredding, and that it's not, a thing, where you go like, okay, let's just play as fast as we can, put in a lot of notes in it and then just go crazy. I think, what I enjoyed about the music was the flow of it and the thought that was put into it. So you're dealing with composition, but then also, basically as certain parts in the whole piece, there are improvisational parts. And that is kind of really the beauty of the music, that you have to focus on a part and then, oh, there's the next part where you can let go to then come back to like, a head that is readable or something like that. So, and that's what I enjoyed. It's like the versatility, so to speak, We did do a video shoot, which was quite adventurous, I have to say. Turned out great, but Jan had the idea to shoot in downtown LA on a rooftop. And then later on in some facility, I forgot what it was like some art gallery or something. It was like this huge industrial complex mall, but like, filled with art and artsy stuff.
Cutting.
And he wanted us to kind of, to start video shooting before sunrise, like some ungodly hour in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning. So we had to be there, I think, at 5 or some crazy time. But artistically, it made complete sense and it looks fantastic. It was just, it was a bit painful. I had to drive from like Elsinore all the way there. And then gear was being set up. It was a crazy idea, but I loved it, actually, to be very honest. At first I was like, what the hell? But I agreed. And then the second thing was like, hey, this is actually cool fun. It really was. And the one thing I do remember, though, it is incredibly difficult to to play that kind of music, especially the freeform parts, and then kind of filming, because what we did is that we didn't record and film, even though I filmed at home pieces of the songs, or whole songs, actually entire songs pretty much, of the pieces that I was recording. So there is the footage of the original takes. However, for I think it was 2 songs, Jan wanted to record, to film it on the rooftop in that industrial complex, but mimic basically as good as possible the fills and the parts, which obviously for the written out parts was not as much of a problem than the improvisational parts, because as a drummer, try to reconstruct a solo for a video with every little nuance and symbol you played on the take. It's nearly impossible. It's like target shooting, isn't it? And so that was quite some work and effort when it went into it. But once it was done, it came together quite beautifully. Well, and that actually brings us to the end of the interview, I suppose. And I hope you enjoyed this little chat with the camera and myself. And yeah, so okay, check it out and have fun, and see you soon somewhere on this planet. All right.